Alright, so I wrote I wrote a letter to my brother Steven, who's on a mission, and I wrote him a pretty good letter beforehand, but then I got to this part, which is the second half. It says, I'm sorry I haven't written you before this time. I could make up a whole bunch of lame excuses, but the truth is, I have been lazy in writing you. Just kidding. All of the rough drafts I took in compiling were abducted by aliens and were being experimented on, and it wasn't until I beat them up with a stick, because I was abducted too, that they released me from their evil clutches and I started falling to the earth. Ew! Cam just slammed my keyboard. Gross! It was gross. I was like typing this up, and then like the dog went. I was like, oh! Anyway, okay. Alright. Anyways, oh yeah. I was being pushed down to earth because I switched the polarity of the alien spaceship tractor beam, and I almost ate a bug falling to earth. Then, luckily I landed in a perfect belly flop in the middle of the North Pacific Ocean, where all these different sharks began circling me. I was crying because my belly was really red and it hurt, but no one could tell because I had water all over me. Anyways, I punched them in their noses, and I swam to the nearby island, where I got in this fight with this guy over water rights. I don't remember his first name, but his last name was Caruso. Now, I happened to have my cell phone with me, but it had gotten wet in the water, so I spent the next few weeks growing rice. Then I harvested it and put it in a baggie that I bought from the local store. And that dried out my phone. Then I called the local pizza place because I was hungry, and I got some breadsticks. Because I was treating them, and I also got a hot red. The only problem was I forgot to grab some napkins, so I opened up my waterproof backpack that I had placed the letters in, and I had been carrying on my back the whole time, and the only thing I had was your letter, so I soaked up all the excess oil from the greasy pizza, which for some strange reason had anchovies on it. Must be an island thing. And I built a raft and sailed back to Mount Pleasant. I was going to salvage the letters, but at the last moment I found out it was snowing in Mount Pleasant. So about 5 miles outside of town, I realized that because of all the oil that the letters had on them, they would burn really good. So I burned them to stay alive. And then I arrived at the house and threw away the really heavy raft I had been carrying since I landed off the coast of Florida. Which is interesting because somehow I had drifted into the Atlantic Ocean over the 3 days I had been at sea. Must have been from the Bermuda Triangle. Anyways, while I was in Florida, I visited Michael's family. Thus, I almost was able to write and send you those letters. But I had some very good reasons I just couldn't get those letters off to you. If you don't believe me, just check out the pictures I took with my cell phone attached to this email. I may have left out a few minor details. I'm really looking forward to sending you emails from now on, though. Love, your brother, Ryan. Okay, so now I have to show you the pictures. This is the first one. She was abducted by aliens. I had to hand the phone to a cow for that one.
Oh.
But he gave it back to me when we both went up in there. And then, let's see. Let's see here. Oh yeah, there we go. Here's where I fell from the sky, and I almost died. See the sharks? There's my waterproof backpack.
So funny.
And then here's where we were discussing water rights with Robinson Crusoe. Oh, I forgot his first name. And then, here's where I was picking lights for my cell phone. And then here's some of the finer details I left out a little bit. I forgot to tell him that I met someone.
Oh.
A Bubba, a tricycle, a pterodactyl. There's the pirate ship and the pizza.
Do you like my ship?
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's that picture?
So now I'm going to send him the email, see what he thinks.
The end.
It's a true story.